What's up, e-bike fans? So, e-bike companies put out a lot of e-bikes these days, so all kinds of different features. They really tout those features as sort of the be-all, end-all of why you should buy them. But I've ridden enough e-bikes where I know what's overrated and what's not. So today I'm going to show you my top 5 overrated e-bike features, and we'll also go over my viewer comments as well. I asked my YouTube channel subscribers what they thought. We'll get their comments as well, so let's go. Number 1 on my list is turn signals on sort of regular e-bikes here. This is a electric Nomad. You can see it there. I just don't use turn signals, guys. I mean, very rarely do I use them. I mean, I'm mostly on trails a lot. It's rare that I'm in front of a car at a stop sign usually. So while these are nice to have, they're not a need to have on your e-bike here. So don't worry too much about that. I'd rather just have a brake light. That's the most important thing. So when you hit the brakes, it pops up. Certain signals are better used on, something like this, which is more of an e-moped style. So a better use case there, I think. Let me shut these off. But, I don't think, I think turn signals are, to me, kind of overrated. Just as a general rule of thumb here. You may agree or disagree, but on a regular style e-bike, I don't think they're really needed. It's more of a nice to have. Number 2 would be cruise control on e-bikes. So electrics have them. This rattan has it as well. It depends on how you engage it. I think with the rattan, if you just maintain speed on the throttle at a certain speed after like 5 or 6 seconds, it'll kick in. That's the most common way I've seen it done. Whereas electrics, you have to basically, I think, push a button to engage the cruise control. But again, like no one really uses cruise control. It's not a very widely used feature. So in my opinion, you just don't need cruise control on e-bikes. It's so rarely used, and you have to figure out how to engage it first of all. If it was kind of a push button thing where it's simpler, maybe more people would use it. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about cruise control, which is number 2 on my list. Number 3 is rear seats for passengers. I don't understand why companies put them on a bike, especially like this Rattan here. Because I'd rather have a cargo basket back there, so I had to put one on here. This seat actually is screwed on underneath. It's kind of a pain to take this off. I need to do that, but rear seats on e-bikes that are stock, don't do that, e-bike companies. You can offer seats, but make them just easy to put on afterwards, aftermarket. Here's another one over here on this Happy Run. On this one, actually, I don't mind it because there's no more room to sit on. But there is a rack available for this. But yeah, out of the box, do not put seats on your e-bikes. 95% of people don't use a rear seat back there. So don't make that standard. Just make it an option. And I think you'll do much better with just that regular rack back there or a basket. But stop putting rear seats on e-bikes out of the box, please. Number 4 on my list comes down to the gearing here. So for these, and this is specifically for e-mopeds, which is what this Happy Run G70 is here. Stop putting 7 gears on these e-bikes. Just put a single gear down there. You're not going to pedal anyway. So 7 gears on e-mopeds are way overrated, guys. I think Rev 1 does a nice job with that. Or Ride 1 Up does a nice job with that Rev 1, which has a single gear. Just make it simpler to use. You don't need a derailleur on these e-bikes. You're not going to pedal them. Let's face it, e-bike companies. So again, single gear on e-bikes, e-mopeds. Stop putting these gears on. We just don't need these. And number 5 are mobile apps for e-bikes. So I think that mobile apps are nice, but they're not necessary to ride your e-bike and have fun with it overall. They're great for like going into the settings sometimes with these e-bikes, particularly at the Velotrix. They have a pretty good app as well. And changing the settings and just kind of keeping track of your bike better. But again, you don't need an app to use an e-bike. It's not necessary. So to me, it's a little bit overrated, because I rarely use those apps. It's just not something I go to a lot. But you might go to it once in a while to change the setting here and there. But generally speaking, people I know don't use apps when they're riding e-bikes. They use third-party stuff to track their rides. So anyway, that's number 5 on my list. So let's take a look at what my viewers have to say as well. Okay, so I asked on my channel a few days ago, what's the most overrated e-bike feature? And a bunch of you responded. So first of all, I'll mention Alex from Maximum Charge. I was talking to him. He said oversized tires, like 4.8-inch tires. Those things are way too big on some of those bigger e-bikes. Just go to 26x4s. That's big enough. So that was his most overrated feature. But here's what some of my viewers said. Some of them agree with me as well. Turn signals, no vehicle's going to pay attention to them. They just want you out of the roads. This guy says geared hub motor e-bikes. Okay, I don't know about that. Second Z for bikes, rated for 300 watts or less. So he's kind of echoing my rear seat comments there. Not really sure. This user says G-Biker 86, but with Aventon, it's their feature displayed. In reality, it's designed poorly. Daily ride mileage not displayed on the home page. Okay, the Aventons have a kind of a small screen, I guess. The display, they're all the same now. Okay, there you can make a case for that. You know, they share a handful of, I'd say 6 or 7 or 8 different types of displays. Let's see here. Joey from Massachusetts Weather says bikes have 30 different modes that are heavily overlapping. It's nice that when they have a range of power, but when they duplicate the power outputs, it can complicate things in a rider. That's actually a good note around like the Velotric, for example, which has 3 different modes with 5 levels of assist on each. So that's kind of overlapped and kind of overhyped there. Walk mode, that's the one I thought about as well. Key start, anything with a key start. Front basket, front light mounted to the frame and not steering. Battery powered air pumps, why carry another battery? Cable locks, built-in air tags, doesn't work. Let's see here, ceiling mounted e-bike holder, folding pedals. These are not features, these are like accessories. Folding pedals are useful in my case, I have a lot of e-bikes and they need storage, it helps with that. Percentage battery indicator should be voltage only. Yes, that's one of my pet peeves overall, but at least if it has, this one only has battery levels here, that's pretty underrated. I mean, overrated. You need really voltage or percentages to see how you're doing there. But those are some of my comments, guys, from the YouTube verse. So let me know what you guys think. What's your most overrated e-bike feature? Throw in the comments. If you disagree with anything, my top 5, let me know and why. And I'll come back to you. I will say, too, for walk mode, I'm glad it's there because a few times, like I remember last time I used it, I went on vacation and the house we were staying at had a steep hill in the back. And as I was bringing the bike out from the basement cellar, going up the steep incline, I put the walk mode on. It just helped me roll that bike out of there easier. So I do like walk mode. Pressing down the minus key on most e-bikes gets you there. And it's like 3 miles an hour, something like that. I think it's a useful feature, but just not very commonly used, that's all. All right, guys, I'm going to finish the review on this Happy Run here, so that's coming up next, probably on the channel. But I'm Crisscross. I'm out for now. See you next time.